The power forward position in today's NBA is loaded, with a lot of great players, and at the top of it all is Anthony Davis, who has the New Orleans Pelicans optimistic even if they were a lottery team this previous season. He can score from everywhere, he's gifted defensively, and he's probably the best pick-and-roll player we've seen in a long time. There's also Blake Griffin, who entered the league as an athletic freak, and he still has that part of his game down, so he'll dunk on you any chance he gets. But he's also evolved his game with a mid-range jump shot, as well as an improved, if awkward, post-game. We also have Draymond Green, who's like a shooting guard combined with a power forward for his ability to beat guys off the dribble. And then we have LaMarcus Aldridge, who's a bit more of a classic four with his ability to score with his back to the basket and hit a turnaround jumper. There's a lot of great power forwards in today's game, but I feel that there are a few young ones coming up now who could be joining the ranks of these guys in a few seasons. And so we're going to talk about it with 5 young power forwards who have huge potential and could become star players, and it might not take them too long. Oh, and let me say that I personally feel like Jabari Parker is more of a small forward than power forward, so while I think he also has a lot of potential, he is not included in this video. And the first one is of the Los Angeles Lakers' Larry Nance Jr., who only averaged 5 points and 5 rebounds in his rookie season. But if you watched the Lakers and you paid attention to Nance, you would notice a team-first mentality, as well as a lot of basketball IQ and some decent polish. Oh yeah, he's also athletic as all hell. He can jet up and down the floor, and if you're in the paint and he's coming through, there's a decent chance you're going to end up on a poster, so you might want to get out of the way. Not only that, he's really a head coach's dream because he's a fantastic screener. It's very difficult to get around a pick from this guy, and when you combine that with his athleticism, there is a very good chance he's going to have a lot of half-court dunks in his career through the pick and roll. He's actually shown some decent signs of a mid-range jumper. He took about 1 a game last season and he shot 40%, not bad for your first year. And a 15-foot jumper combined with elite athleticism, it's going to be very hard to stop him. But also, he has said that he wants to improve on his three-point shooting as well. So if he can stretch you all the way out to the three-point line, I mean, he's just the perfect power forward in 2016 for the Lakers. But I think he's not also a scoring threat as a pick-and-roll player. He also shows a willingness to pass, because again, he is a team-first player. He didn't rack up too many assists in his first season, but if he's going to be a guy who can pick and pop as well as pick and roll, and he has a team-first mentality, how is he not going to get up to 2 or 3 or 4 assists per game as a big man? So I think Larry Nance Jr. can be a very good player for the Lakers. Athleticism, a great screener, hopefully keeps on improving as a mid-range shooter, and his defense is pretty damn decent as well with his athleticism. He could be very good. Now I hope Laker fans are happy with me, because not only did you get Nance, you're getting Julius Randle as well. When you are a 21-year-old who just basically had your rookie season, with which you average a double-double after missing an entire year with leg surgery, I think you're pretty good. And like Nance, Randle's speed, quickness, and verticality stand out, but also his motor, because he's very strong, but he doesn't quit. He's always a pest down low inside the paint. And those type of guys usually are playing 20 minutes a game tops for their entire career. But I think Randle can be much better than that. Number one, he may be the best rebounder in the NBA in 2 or 3 seasons, as he already averaged 10 in his first year. With a guy like him who's so willing to attack the paint and is strong and physical, he's going to get to the free throw line. And in his rookie year, he shot 72% from there. In his first season, he's already decent from the line, and he seems like a guy who's going to get there a lot. He's going to be very difficult to deal with for a lot of NBA defenses. And just because I feel like mentioning it again, this guy really could be like Charles Barkley levels of rebounding once he really gets the minutes for the Lakers. Now, do I think he has to improve? Yeah, there are times when he will fall asleep defensively. And in terms of his offensive game, he's pretty one-dimensional as of right now. It would be great to see him develop a post-up game as well as improve on his right-handed finishing. But again, he's only 21 years old, man. He just basically played his rookie season. I think he's going to improve on all that stuff. And when you see this clip right here, I think this is where Randle could get to, where he can defend a pick and roll, he can switch, he can provide help defense, and then he can also get out in the open floor, where, once again, he's pretty damn athletic, and hopefully can at least be a decent enough mid-range shooter to where you have to respect him from out there. To go with what he can already do, I think Randle can be fantastic. He is a bit erratic at his younger age right now. Someone on Reddit said he was the large Dion Waiters. I think he's going to grow out of that pretty quickly, and I think he has the right foundation with the Lakers to do it, and I'm excited to see where his career takes off. Speaking of taking off, there's not many in the NBA better than the Orlando Magic's Aaron Gordon, who shows hyper-athleticism, and as a result, whenever the Magic are playing, he is always liable to put up a SportsCenter highlight, or more than one. And he's also a killer in transition. If you don't pick him up early, there's a very good chance that he's going to be going to the rim on you. But he also has developed quite a few skills surrounding that athleticism. He's a good defensive player, which we'll talk about soon, but he's also very comfortable at putting the ball on the floor. He's a decent ball handler. And to have a guy at this position, the power forward, sometimes even the center spot, who is willing to grab a rebound and then push the ball out himself, it can be huge for your offense, it can help your shooters get open, and it makes you a better team overall. And at only 21 years old, he's already shown himself to be a damn good defensive player who can defend power forwards because he matches up with them physically, but he's also able to move around the floor, provide help defense, help you in pick and rolls. But because of his just natural physical gifts, he can also match up with a wing player and you'll be pretty okay. Imagine if you put this guy on a point guard who's getting hot, they're going to have no chance against him. He could be really special on that side of the floor. Now, as far as his offense, he's shown a willingness to take the outside shot. He has not been very good at it. But if he could develop his three-pointer and perhaps his mid-range to a point where he's okay, it'll be impossible to deal with this guy. As someone who can shoot from outside, dribble the ball up floor, be able to defend potentially 1 through 5, as well as being an athletic freak. I mean, the sky's the limit for this guy. And again, he's only 21 years old. That's ridiculous. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, you gotta hop on the Derrick Favors All-Star appearance train, because it's rolling through and it's coming by fast. Derrick Favors is a monster when it comes to scoring inside. He is strong, he is physical, he is crafty down low, he can post up, he does have a bit of that old school feel to him with his ability to score inside, but he's also decently crafty down there as well. He's not just one-dimensional in the sense of he only has 1 or 2 moves, but again, he will dunk on you if you give him the opportunity. However, he also came into this league as a fantastic pick-and-roll player, and that part of his game is very much still there. He can make a beeline towards the basket, take contact, finish through it, and it should be said that with how many pick-and-roll players the Utah Jazz have going into next season, Derrick Favors is always going to be a huge threat to score on you. And he's also improved just in his overall feel for the game. He's very good at just playing within a team system. Only 25. Seems like he's been in the league forever, but he's just hitting his prime right now. And I mentioned a moment ago how he was crafty down low. He can score from all different types of angles depending on what the defense gives him, with runners, floaters, turnarounds, hook shots. Whatever he needs to get the ball to the basket, he's going to do it. And the only thing holding him back from being a 20-plus scorer in this league is that jumper, which he has improved on, but it's still not super reliable just yet. That's the one thing, because I think he has all the other tools to where he can be a big-time scorer in the NBA at the power forward position. I also didn't mention, he can outrun the majority of 4s in the league too. He may not be Aaron Gordon status, but he's definitely up there among the more athletic big men in the NBA. So, we're looking at a guy who can run past guys in the open floor. He's a killer in the pick and roll. He's very crafty down low. And the only thing holding him back is that jumper. I think Derrick Favors is ready to make his first All-Star appearance this season. And I think the Utah Jazz are ready to make a big jump as a result of it. And finally, the Latvian gangbanger, the Zinger, both coined by Michael Rappaport, Kristaps Porzingis, who is going to lead the Knicks to something over the next 10 plus years. And I think it should be good, because he gives you a fantastic foundation. What can I say? He's 7'3", he's mean as hell, he's tough, he's not going to back down from anything, he'll put an elbow right into your chest, and he'll kill you depending on what you throw at him. You want to put a traditional big man on him, he'll take him out to the mid-range or the three-point line as well. Or you can just beat him with his speed, because he moves pretty damn well for a guy at his size. Not a lot of normal bigs are going to be able to defend him, but if he also ends up switched onto someone who's too small, and when you're 7'3", a lot of guys are too small, he'll just shoot right over you. You have no chance of defending him. And he does draw a lot of comparisons to Dirk Nowitzki, in my opinion, not just because he's an international white guy, but with his size and shooting ability, he could be the best face-up player in the history of the NBA. But another thing with Kristaps is the amount of versatility that he adds to your team is kind of mind-blowing when you think about it. You could put him at the center position, where a lot of NBA centers are going to have no chance at all because they don't want to go out to the three-point line. Some power forwards, okay, some can manage to do it. But centers, I mean, if you're taking NBA centers out of the paint, that just changes the dynamic of the entire game. It also allows you to play with a lot of lineups. I expect Carmelo Anthony to be at the small ball 4 a lot this season with Porzingis at center. I don't know how you stop those two at the front court. And if that wasn't already enough, he averaged 2 blocks a game in his rookie season. So if he can grow into a defensive presence, on top of being the most ridiculous combination of size and shooting and versatility we've ever seen, I mean, the sky's the limit and then some. He's got potential to be a top 10 player in this league. And so I think that makes Kristaps Porzingis the number 1 young power forward with potential in today's NBA. But to do a little bit more of a recap, I think Larry Nance Jr. can be a head coach's dream with his athleticism, team-first mentality, and hopefully a reliable jump shot. Julius Randle seems like he can be the next Charles Barkley in terms of rebounding. Hopefully the rest of his game follows suit as well. Aaron Gordon gives me a lot of Josh Smith or Sean Marion vibes when it comes to how he can utilize his athleticism to make an impact on the game. Derrick Favors can be a 20-point-plus scorer with his low-post abilities and physicality. And then Porzingis is a friggin' cheat code. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.